We're going to tackle a super valuable lesson today because I want to help my students. Now, you guys might ask me, say, in a Paitya Masa, Musupasa, why are you doing free classes? Right? Salli Micha Masa. No, I really want to help my students. I feel like we can do a very good job. By the way, Miss Fatima, can you hear me? Like, can you let, I don't know what happened to Zoom, okay? I can't turn off. So every week, Miss Fatima, something goes wrong with the Zoom link. It's not my fault, okay, Miss Fatima? So can you please let these students in? Because if not, I have to stop the lesson and let the students in one by one. So I can't turn off the waiting room, Miss Fatima. I can't turn the Koduma, right? I can't turn off the waiting room. So if you can, please turn off. Let the students in one by one, okay? So thanks again for joining, Nangis. We chose a simple lesson today. There was even no time for advertising. Now, usually we send flyers, posters, join our free class, join, learn. This time, we, out of respect for the students who were affected by the flood, we did not do any promotions, no flyers, no marketing. This is a honest, free session. All right? This is an honest and free session. So what are we going to look into in this session? All right? Mainly, we are going to talk about fractions. And there's another lesson called inverse proportions. So why am I talking about this lesson? Because it is easy. Because it is easy to teach. No. The reason why I do what I do is for your exam. Now, these days, so many, I think more than 50% of my students have been affected by the flood. All right? So the flood is not the only issue. I hope you guys know. What happened before the flood? Do you guys remember there was a government crisis, right? We overturned the government. There was inflation. Before the flood is not the only issue, okay? Before the flood, there was a government crisis, inflation, right? The commodities started to become more and more expensive. There were power cuts. Before that, there was COVID, right? Before that, there was COVID. Before COVID, there was the Easter attacks. Miss Fatima, is the world going to end? Because this season has been super unlucky for students. This season has been incredibly unlucky for students. Right, Miss Fatima? So, maybe the world is going to end. I don't know. Even if the world ends, your O-level exam will happen. You know about our government. You know about the Sri Lankan education system. They want, you got caught to flood. Here, A for maths. COVID, you were born during, A for, no, they are not going to give you a pass. You have to earn it. Your O-level exam, unfortunately, won't forgive you. Javed, sir, Allah, your gods, right, Lakshayan? Your God will forgive you, but O-level exam will not. And therefore, we have to bite the bullet. We've lost a lot, okay? All of us, right? But then we have to bite the bullet and we have to get back up. We have to start learning because the earlier you begin, the easier. I know sometimes you might be depressed. You might be frustrated. But you have to get back on the horse, okay? You have to push forward. Because if you wait until the last minute, you're going to put yourself under more pressure. I don't want that to happen to my students. The lesson that we are doing today will be in your exam. The lesson that we are going to talk about today will be in your maths paper. Miss Fatima, you also look sad. What happened? Vellam vandicha outukulla.
No.
All right, good, mashallah, glad. So today I'm going to show you, I'm going to prove to you that the lesson that we are going to touch is in the exam. You will definitely get a question from fractions and inverse proportions in the exam. I am going to show you my PDF. So this document is what we are going to work with. If you have a printout of it, great. If you don't have a printout, don't worry. I will share my screen. So on the left side, you guys can find the question. And from where has your Javed Daya taken this question? The 2016 past paper. That means these fractions and inverse proportions questions. This lesson that we are learning about today will be found in the exam. So this is not Baba questions. Draw a triangle, draw a pentagon. No, these are actual exam level questions. Now, when it comes to fractions, you have to be very careful. Okay, when dealing with fractions, you have to be very careful. It might seem like a easy lesson, but they're going to karakavala, throw a curved ball, and you're going to get run out. They're going to show you an easy apple, but then it's poison. It's going to trap you in the middle. I don't want that to happen to my students. Therefore, we're going to touch what questions? Not model paper questions. Not your Baba, Chuti Baba textbook questions. We're doing past paper questions. So pray to your God, pray to Allah, pray to Pythagoras, right? And we're going to start doing the 2016 question. My advice is that you have to look at fractions like you are looking at cakes. Before we start the question, I advise you to look at fractions like you are looking at cakes. Miss Fatima, you like eating cake? Obviously, right? What's your favorite cake flavor, Miss Fatima?
Chocolate.
Okay, all right. Everybody loves chocolate. Can you guess what my favorite cake is?
Okay.
Did you say cheesecake? What?
No, I said chocolate.
Oh, right. It's cheesecake, though. I heard like you said cheesecake. I'm hallucinating. So let's say that you have a cake, okay? I'm going to make this very simple. Let's say that you have a cake, okay? Everybody loves eating cake. So in fractions, just imagine that everything is a cake. Now tell me this, Miss Fatima. I have how many cakes here on the screen? Can you please tell me, Nangi? Miss Fatima. One cake. Now I'm going to take a knife and I'm going to cut the cake into two pieces. Do I have two cakes now? No, I have only one cake. I have two halves, right? I have two halves. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to take the exact same cake, okay? Exact same cake. I'll call this cake X. Cake X. I'm going to take this exact same cake X and I'm going to cut it into four pieces. What is the size of this piece, Miss Fatima? Obviously, it is 1 divided by how much? How many pieces?
4.
How many pieces? Exactly. 1 divided by 4. Quarter, right? There are 4 quarters. 4 quarters, right? It's very simple. Remember, I don't have 4 cakes now. I have 4 quarters, right? I don't have 4 cakes now. I have 4 quarters. And what happens, Miss Fatima, when I add these 4 quarters? What will I get? When I add these 4 quarters, will I get 4 cakes or will I get 1 cake?
1.
Exactly. I'm going to get only one cake. That means quarter plus quarter plus quarter plus quarter is 4 over 4. What does that mean? What is 4 over 4? 4 divided by 4 is 1. I'll talk about this again, okay? One last time. I think everybody here knows this, okay? Everybody knows this. But to make things formal, I will talk about this once. Everybody knows this theory, but I'll talk about the theory in 5 minutes again. When learning about fractions, you look at it like you are looking at cakes. 5-minute theory. If you take a cake, all right, Miss Fatima, and you cut the cake into 4 pieces. You can even count the number of pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you take a cake and you cut the cake into 4 pieces, one piece will be 1 divided by 4. 1 over 4. One piece is quarter. If you add these quarters together, 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4, you will get 1. That is the whole theory of fractions. You can't get 4, okay? This is not magic. This is maths, right, Miss Fatima? This is not magic. This is maths. That means if you add 4 quarters, you get 1. You can't get 4 cakes, okay? If there is a tank, all right, if there is a water tank, all right, this tank can only hold 1 tank of water. Can you understand that? If there is a tank, Miss Fatima, this tank can only hold 1 tank of water. Can this tank hold 1.5? Impossible, right? Can the tank hold 1.5 tanks of water? Nahi hai. If you're gonna make 1.5, if you're gonna put 1.5 tanks of water, you have to make the water into ice, right? If you're gonna put 1.5 tanks of water inside 1 tank, you have to make half of the tank into ice, okay? And put it over the tank. So remember, in fractions, it's very simple. If you add all of the fractions, what do you get, Miss Fatima? You get 1. You can't get 4, you can't get 5 usually. If you add all of the fractions, you get 1. Miss Fatima, I'm going to cut this cake into 100 pieces. All right, Miss Fatima. I am now going to cut this cake into 100 pieces. Cutting, 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 cutting. Cutting, 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 cutting. I'm going to cut this cake into 100 pieces. If I add all of those pieces together, Miss Fatima, what am I going to get?
1.
Exactly 1. Well done. If I cut the cake into 100 pieces, and if I add all of these pieces, adding, I'm going to get only 1. This is maths. This is not magic. Let's jump on the question, Nangis. Let's go to the 2016 past paper question. Might seem easy, but be careful, they will trap you in the middle. 2016 past paper question might seem easy, but be careful, they will trap you in the middle. Mr. Kitsiri made a cash donation to a community center. One more time. Mr. Kitsiri made a cash donation to a community center. 2 out of 9 of the total amount he donated was used to buy musical instruments and half to buy sports equipment. All right. Now, a lot of students, they start writing numbers. Okay, 2 out of 9. All right, they start writing numbers, but it's very difficult to imagine numbers. So, what are we going to do? Even if you learn A-level maths, Miss Fatima, the first thing that you have to do is draw a diagram. What is the first thing that you will do? Draw a diagram. Because there is a 9 as a denominator. If you don't know what a denominator is, the denominator, Miss Fatima, is it the udda käälla or the yata käälla?
The article.
Yata käälla. Well done, Miss Fatima. Genius you are. The denominator is the yata käälla, right? The udda käälla, what is the udda käälla called, Miss Fatima?
The numerator.
Numerator, right? Don't worry, you don't have to know this. It's not important. Just remember that Nana is sitting on the what, Miss Fatima? Nana is sitting on the donkey, right? So remember, the denominator is the most important part of a fraction. If your teacher asks you, my students, my respectable students, if your school maths teacher asks you, children, what is the most important part of a fraction? You tell her, madam, the yata käällä. All right. I hope you can understand, right? If someone asks you, what is your school teacher asks you, children, what is the most important part in a fraction? Madam, yata käällä. So look at the yata käällä, okay? Don't be shy. Look at the yata käällä, 9 and 2. All right. So I'm going to justify my diagram. What does that mean? I want my diagram to support 9 and 2. All right. I want my diagram to support 9 and 2. Nangi, Miss Fatima, I will cut my cake into how many pieces? Give me a guess, please.
2.
One more time, please. No, you're not very audible, Miss Fatima.
I can't help it. I'm sorry. 2.
2 doesn't support 9, Miss Fatima, sadly. Good answer. It's okay to make mistakes, by the way. It's completely fine, okay? That's how you learn, isn't it? You guys learn from making mistakes. 2 doesn't support 9, Miss Fatima. 9 is an odd number, 2 is an even number. So how many pieces will we cut our cake into?
18.
Well done. Miss Fatima, do you have a grandmother at home? Ask her to do that, Kannuru thing, right? Well done, Zaima. 18 pieces. 18 is a number that supports 9 and 2. Cut this into 18 pieces. Cut this into how many pieces? Cut this into 18 pieces. Cut this into 18 pieces. We're cutting the cake. Happy birthday. We're cutting the cake into how many pieces? 18 pieces. Why did I choose 18 pieces? Because 18 is a number that supports 9 and 2. 18 is a number eluma. 18 is a number that supports 9 and 2. In maths, we call this the LCM, right? The least common multiple. What is 18? 18 is a number that supports 9 and 2. In maths, we call this the least common multiple, LCM, but you don't need to know what LCM is. Practically understand that I have cut the cake into how many pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I cut. 18 is a very good age, right, Miss Fatima? I cut the cake into how many pieces? 18 pieces. Now read the question carefully, okay? Ammatasiri, read the question carefully. Mr. Kitsiri made a cash donation. 2 out of the 9, right? 2 out of the 9. All right. So 2 out of 9, Miss Fatima, is how much out of 18? Can you please tell me? Give me a guess. It's okay if you make a mistake.
What do you mean? How much?
2 out of 9 is how much? Absolutely well done. You guys are correct, Ahmed. And you're also correct, Zaima. 2 out of 9. Now look at this, Miss Fatima. 9 multiplied by how much is 18, Miss Fatima?
2.
2, right?
Mm-hmm.
9 multiplied by 2 is 18. So if I multiply the yata kala by 2, I must also multiply the udda kala by 2. That's maths, okay? If you do something to the yata kala, you must do the exact same thing to the udda kala, right, Miss Fatima? These are very valuable life advices, maths advices. Oh my God. 9 multiplied by 2 is 18. 2 multiplied by 2, Miss Fatima, is?
4.
Absolutely genius. You are 4. So how many pieces am I going to color now, Miss Fatima? 2 pieces or 4 pieces?
4.
4 pieces. Well done. But why did you say 4 pieces, Miss Fatima? Why not 2 pieces?
Because we have 18 pieces.
The cake is cut into 18 pieces. You're right. So that therefore, 4 out of 18. You can, if you are at home, you can now draw this diagram, cut it into 18 pieces, take a colorful highlighter, color 4 out of 18. 4 out of 18. This is like commerce now. This is like accounting. Near this 4 out of 18, Miss Fatima, what will I write? Community? Community center, right? Near this 4 out of 18, I will write community center. Why did I write community center? In the question, 2 out of 9 was given to the community center. That means 4 out of 18 is given to the community center. Miss Fatima, I gave 4 pieces to you. How many pieces do I have left? I have, how many pieces are left? I have 14 pieces, right, Miss Fatima? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 pieces are left. What happened to the 4 pieces? Gave it to the community center. So listen very carefully, okay? This is actually valuable, I promise. He donated, all right, he donated the 2 out of 9. Apologies, I made a small mistake. Not community center. 2 out of 9 of the total amount he donated was used to buy musical instruments. Apologies. Not community center. Musical. Thank you so much, Rahama. Musical instruments. Okay, don't worry. You know, right, Miss Fatima? Musical instruments. Can you play musical instruments, Miss Fatima?
No.
The flute? Can't play, no?
No.
I can play the tabla very well. I'm actually a master tabla player. Musical, that's why they call me the grandmaster. Musical instruments. Thank you so much, Rahama. Okay, those of you who are paying attention. How many pieces are left, Miss Fatima? 14 pieces. And half to buy sports equipment, right? Mr. Kidsiri made a cash donation to a community center, 9 out of 2 of the total amount he donated was used to buy musical instruments and half to buy sports equipment. Give me 1 second. I'll check the question. I I want to double check the question, by the way, because is it half of the remaining or half? Let me double check the question, okay? Give me 5 seconds. 2016, GCE O-level, mathematics, past paper, question, English medium. Let me check the question, okay, Matama? Let me double check it, by the way. Is it half of the remaining or half? We'll see. We'll only take 5 seconds, I promise. There, the question paper is there. Here's the fraction question. Here is the fraction question. All right. Here is the fraction question. Right here. There we go. Love it, love it, love it. And half, there we go. Total amount he donated was used to buy musical instruments and half to buy sports equipment. So half. Not half of the remaining. Half, okay. Not half of the remaining. Miss Fatima, half. 1/2. 1/2. We can write it as how much over 18? Can you tell me, Miss Fatima? I believe in you. If to get 18, you have to multiply 2 by 9, right? If you multiply the yatakal by 9, you must multiply the udakal by 9. 9/18. How did I get this 9/18? Half, right, is 9/18. Because to get 18, I multiplied 2 by 9. I have to multiply 1 by 9 also. Now take a look at this. If you take out a calculator, all right, Miss Fatima, if you take out a calculator and you write 1 divided by 2, the answer is 0.5. I'm going to take the same calculator and I'm going to write 9 divided by 18. Miss Fatima, will I get the same 0.5 answer or will I get a different answer?
You will get the same one.
Same 0.5 answer. Well done, Miss Fatima. So can you understand? 1/2 and 9/18 are same or different? They are same. So why did I take this as 9/18, Miss Fatima? Because I cut the cake into 18 pieces. Color 9. By the way, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and one more, 9. There we go. Absolutely love it. So this, right, this is, what will I write here, Miss Fatima? What equipment? What equipment, Miss Fatima?
Sports equipment.
Absolutely, sports equipment. Sports equipment. Genius, you are. So how many cake pieces are left now, Miss Fatima?
5.
Absolutely, 5 cake pieces are left now. Let's jump on the question. Why did we do this? We did this to understand what's going on. We could have just written the numbers and got the answer. No, to understand what's going on, we drew the diagram. Question number 1, find the fraction of the total amount that was used to buy musical equipment, musical instruments, and sports equipment. Miss Fatima, looking at the diagram, can you tell me the answer? Looking at the diagram, can you tell me the answer? How much over 18, Miss Fatima?
4 plus 9/18.
How much over 18 again? 15, right, Miss Fatima? Did you say 15? Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 over 18, Nangi. Miss Fatima, 13 over 18. From where did I get this 13? I counted. Green color is the what equipment, Miss Fatima? Green color represents musical equipment. Yellow color represents sports equipment. If I add musical instruments and sports equipment, how much out of 18 will I get, Miss Fatima? 13 out of 18. We got the answer already. Can you do this in the exam? Hell yes. Can you do this in the exam? You should. You should. But your teacher might have taught you a different method. 2 over 9 plus half. Your teacher might have taught you this method, which is correct. 2 over 9 plus half. So how do you add these fractions? You can't add these fractions directly. Right, Miss Fatima? You can't add these fractions directly. All right? You can't write this as 3 over 11, 3 over 11. All right? You will win a Nobel Prize if you do this, because this is not discovered in maths. You are discovering maths if you write like this. What you have to do is, Miss Fatima, you have to make these denominators compatible. The common denominator, or the LCM, all right, the LCM of the denominators is 18. All right? That means 18 is compatible with 9 and 2. So 9 over 2, Miss Fatima, is how much over 18? Absolutely, well done. 4. 4 over 18, you're right. And half, 1 over 2 is how much over 18, Miss Fatima? It is?
9.
Absolutely, 9 over 18. Now you can add them. Remember, the denominator will not change. Right? The denominator will not change. So 18, what over 18, Miss Fatima, will you get? You get?
13.
13 over 18. So remember, Zaima, the reason why we draw the diagram is to make the next step easy. First step, everybody can get 13 over 18. I got the answer twice. I got 13 over 18 twice. But now I'm bloody sure, and the next step, Zaima, will become more easier. Trust me, okay? The next step is going to be more easier. Zaima, tell me this. 1 out of 5 of the remaining amount. Now, you can, if you have a highlighter, you can highlight this. Javed sir loves using highlighters, right? 1 out of 5 of the remaining amount was used. There we go. 1 out of 5 of the remaining amount. Miss Fatima, what is the remaining amount?
5.
Absolutely. 5 over what, Miss Fatima? Can you please tell me?
1.
5 over?
1.
Not 1. Look at this carefully. Look at the diagram carefully. 5 is remaining. 5 over what, Miss Fatima?
18.
18. Well done. 5 over 18. It's very simple. It's all right to make mistakes. We're all here to learn, okay? So, Zaima, can you see how did Miss Fatima know that it was 5 over 18? She counted. Cake is cut into 18 pieces, right? The cake is cut into 18 pieces. Remaining, the cake is cut into 18 pieces. Zaima, what is the remaining amount? How much over 18? 5 over 18, right? 5 over 18 is the remaining. That's easy. That is, let me use a different color, black ink for the next part. 5 over 18 is the remaining, all right? 5 over 18 is the remaining. Absolutely, your answer is correct, Zaima. Absolutely. 5 over 18 is the remaining. But now, if you take a look, so how do I know that 5 over 18 is the remaining? I counted, right? I counted the remaining pieces. All right. 5 over 18 is the remaining. Out of this remaining, off, right? Of 1/5 of the remaining. 1/5 of remaining. Now remember, in maths, if there is off, Miss Fatima, what should you do? Have you heard of that?
Multiply.
Absolutely. And your Javed sir is a champion of multiplying. Multiply 1 over 5. Why do I multiply here? If there is a off, you must multiply. If there is an off, you must multiply. So 1 over 5 of 5 over 18. Miss Fatima, if you simplify this, what is the answer? Can you simplify this? One more time. Well done. 1 over
18.
18, right? Do you understand how we got 1 over 18? 5 divided by 5 is 1. 5 can be simplified, right? You can cut the 5s. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So how much over 18, Miss Fatima? 1 over 18. Now, Zaima, pay very close attention. Go back to the diagram. Zaima, tell me, how many pieces will I color? 5 pieces or 1 piece? What do you think, Miss Fatima? Absolutely 1 piece. Color 1 piece. Color 1 piece. This we will call, what will we name this piece, Miss Fatima? Can you please tell me? Read the question and tell me, what will we name this piece? This blue color piece. We are going to name it.
Book.
Genius you are, Miss Fatima. Books, well done. I love books. My favorite. Books. Can't forget 1 over 18, okay? Right? 1 over 18. Books. 1 over 18. Books, okay? So now, Zaima, can you tell me how many pieces are left? Now, Zaima, can you tell me how many pieces are left? There are only 4 pieces left. The diagram is actually easy, right? The diagram actually makes fractions easy. Now you don't have to do mental gymnastics, Miss Fatima. 5 pieces, 4 pieces, 3 pieces. No. In front of my eyes, even a grade 6 child can confirm this, right, Miss Fatima? You have nieces and nephews, right?
Yes.
What is the age of the oldest niece or nephew?
She's in grade
8 years, is it?
Grade 8, sir.
Oh, great. That's Paris. She's your, my God, that's big, man. All right, my God, all right. Should be my student then. Send her to my classes. So even a grade 6 child can tell you that 4 is the remaining amount. So wait. Avasara Padavan. Please catch up to where we are. Catch up to where we are. If you're doing this question, you can catch up to where we are. On the left side, there is the diagram. On the right side, we have the simplification. Left side, we have the diagram. On the right side, we have the simplification. Books. 1 piece out of the 18 pieces were given to books. How many pieces were given to sports equipment, Miss Fatima? 9 pieces, right? 9 pieces, yellow color. 9 pieces was given to sports equipment. How many pieces were given for musical equipment? 4 pieces were given for musical equipment. Miss Fatima, how many pieces is left? How many pieces is left?
4.
4 pieces are left. 4 pieces are left. You don't left for Miss Fatima, okay? You don't become left from the meeting. So we have find what fraction of the total amount was used to buy books. Now, Zaima, take a look. The amount remaining after purchasing the books was used to renovate the community center. What is the remaining amount? What is the remaining amount? Remaining after books. What is the remaining after books? How much over 18? 4 over 18. 4 over 18. Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 over 18 is remaining, right? Absolutely. Another Fatima. 4 over 18 is remaining. So we have so many Fatimas today, Miss Fatima. 4 over 18 is remaining. So out of this, 4 over 18, right, remaining after purchasing the books, was used to renovate the community center. Find what fraction of the total amount was used to renovate. 4 over 18. Miss Fatima, you can simplify this. Can you please simplify it and tell me how much
2 over
over 9 is 4 over 18?
2 over 9.
2 over 9. Well done. 2 over 9. You can understand that, right? 4 divided by 2 is 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9. If you take a calculator, if you take the calculator and you punch in 4 divided by 18, the answer is 0.2222222222. If you take the same calculator and you punch in 2 divided by 9, the answer is 0.2222222222. All right, so they're the same thing. Same thing. So, final question. Now, this Zaima proves that we must use the diagram. If you didn't use the diagram, this question, final question, will be impossible. Sariyana manda kuttondu, right? This final question will be, you want to throw the paper, remove all your clothes and run from the exam hall. You become mental if you don't use the diagram. If the like Chandramukhi, right, you want to throw the paper, remove all your clothes and run from the exam hall. If the renovation cost was 20,000, find the total amount Mr. Kitsiri donated, Miss Fatima. 2 over 9. From where did I get this 2 over 9, Miss Fatima? Copied from my neighbor's paper.
We found it in the previous question.
From the previous question, exactly. Previous answer. Well done. 2 over 9, Miss Fatima, represents how many thousand rupees?
20,000.
20,000 rupees. I'm not yelling at you, okay? I am articulating my words. I hope you didn't think I was yelling at you, right, Miss Fatima?
No.
If 2 over 9 is 20,000, Miss Fatima, the total is how much over 9? Total is 9 over 9, right? Let's say that you hold 9 fingers and I touch all the fingers. Total, right? Taken everything, right? 9 over 9 is the total. Miss Fatima, think very carefully and tell me. If 2 over 9 is 2, in maths, there is a lot of patterns, okay? And well done, Ahmed, you got the answer. Very proud of you. In maths, there are patterns. Miss Fatima, 2 over 9 is 20,000. 9 over 9 is how many thousand?
90,000.
90,000. Well done. It's so easy. Did you see how easy the answer became, right, Fatima? Absolutely. There's another Fatima as well. Did you see how the answer became easy? Everybody can understand, right? If you can't understand, listen, it's very simple. 2 pieces are 20,000. 2 pieces, 2 toys are 20,000. Then 9 toys will be 90,000. It's very natural. For example, if you tell a baby, right, a toddler, 2 apples are 20. First of all, the toddler won't believe you. These 2 golden apples are 20,000. I have 9 golden apples. 90,000. It's very natural. There is one small mistake, Miss Fatima. Miss Fatima, there is one small mistake. If I write 90,000 in the exam, will they give me marks? I have to write the unit. What is the unit?
Rupees.
Rupees. Well done. If I write rupees only, will I get the total marks? This question was very, very, very easy because we used the diagram. If you didn't use the diagram, you are going to get caught. You can catch up to where we are. You guys can catch up to where we are. Next question. Let's do it. Next question. Let's do as much as we can, okay? Let's do as much as we can. This question is a what question, Miss Fatima? Water tanky question, right? Water tanky question. So no flood for you, right, Miss Fatima? You live in a flat, in the flats, right? You live?
Yeah.
What floor do you live in, Miss Fatima?
Ground floor.
The ground. If you get water, you're dead, right? I thought you were like in the 13th. How many floors are in your complex?
5.
5 floors, okay. So technically you can commit suicide also if you want. Okay. So if the flood, right, if it's going to flood, you can go to the 5th floor and go to Allah. So I'm kidding. Of course not, right? 2017, let's do this together. If you can use highlighters, use colorful pens, not in the exam. When studying, use colorful highlighters, pens. In the exam, only use the blue color ballpoint pen. In the exam, only use the blue color ballpoint pen. If anyone has doubts, please drop it in the chat. If anyone wants me to go to the back of the question, please tell me, okay? Hope we are not going too fast. 2017, here we go, here we go. 2017 past paper question. All right. You must use blue color, Ahmed. It's in the paper. In the paper, they say use the blue color ballpoint pen. In the O-level instructions, so I used to be an invigilator. Invigilator means, you know, the teachers in the hall teachers. I used to be an invigilator 2020, 5 years ago. I don't work as a school teacher now. I'm now a private teacher. But in the paper, it's mentioned, use only a blue ballpoint pen. You can't even use a stapler. You know that, right, Ahmed? In the exam, you can't even use a stapler. They give you a thread. Because if you don't know the answer, no, I'm kidding. They give you a small thread in the exam. You can't even use a stapler in the exam. Can you believe that? In a koduma, right, Miss Fatima? If you don't put the unit, Rahma, you will lose 1 mark. You will use 1 mark. If you don't put the unit, they will take 1 mark away. So, aniyayam thane. Why should you give up 1 mark? You can't use black pens in the exam. Only blue ballpoint pen. It's in the paper, by the way, okay? So, be very careful. There are instructions that you must follow. So coming back to the point, we are looking at the 2017 past paper question. A household water tank is completely filled with water. 1/10 of the water tank is used to water the garden, and 1/4 is used for bathing. Miss Fatima, I can take the cake. Let's say I have a cake, okay, Miss Fatima? I can take the cake and I can cut the cake into how many pieces I like. But tell me what you think, Miss Fatima. How many pieces should I cut the cake into?
20.
Well done. Why did Miss Fatima say 20? Because 20 is compatible with 10 and 4, right? Absolutely, Azim. 20 is compatible with 10 and 4. Cut the cake into 20 pieces. Cut the cake into 20 pieces. Cut the cake into 20 pieces. cut the cake, happy birthday, cut the cake into 20 pieces. One more time. You have to cut the cake. So draw the cake, cut it. Sing happy birthday while you cut it. Sing happy birthday while you cut it. Absolutely love it. Cut the cake into 20 pieces and actually cut it. If you cut the cake into don't make a mistake and cut the cake into 18 pieces, okay? All right? So properly cut the cake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Cut the cake into 20 pieces. Done. Properly cut the cake into 20 pieces. Done. So now, so we have to draw this on the cake. 1 over 10, Miss Fatima, is how much over 20? 2 over 20, well done. And in that case, how many pieces will I color? 1 piece or 2 pieces, Miss Fatima? 2 pieces, well done. And I will also write, like commerce, accounting, I will write these 2 pieces went for water the
garden.
Absolutely, garden. You're right, garden. These 2 pieces was used to water the garden. 1 over 4 was used for what, Miss Fatima? Bathing, exactly. 1 over 4 was used for bathing. Whatever I say sounds sus, right, Miss Fatima? 1 over 4 is how much over 20? Can you please expatiate, Miss Fatima?
5.
5 over 20, well done. If you want, you can take a calculator, all right? And you can write 1 divided by 4, that is equal to 0.25. You can take the exact same calculator and you can punch in 5 divided by 20 and you will get the same answer, 0.25. So why did I write 1 over 4 as 5 over 20, Miss Fatima? Because I have cut the cake into 20 pieces. Well done. So how many pieces am I going to color, Miss Fatima?
5.
5 pieces. Let's do it. I love coloring. All right. Love it. Maths is fun, right, Miss Fatima? Love coloring. 4, 5. Love it, love it, love it. Da, beautiful. Like me, what will I write under this 5 over 20, Miss Fatima? Bathing, right? Bathing, you're right, bathing. Find the fraction of water in the tank is used to water the garden and for bathing. That's very easy. I don't even have to do my simplification, Miss Fatima. It is how much over 20?
7.
It is, you're right, 7 over 20. It is 7 over 20. If you like, you can do the simplification. If you like, you can do the simplification by taking 1 over 4, adding it to 1 over 10. LCM, least common multiple of the denominators, is 20. So 1 over 4 is 5 over 20 and 1 over 10 is 2 over 20. I think everybody knows how we got these values. 7 over 20 is the answer. The first question is always easy. All right? The first question is always easy, but we have to use the diagram to go until the end. The diagram, Miss Fatima, is like a map, right? Don't you agree? It's always easy to take the first few steps. But if you want to complete the journey, you have to follow the map. So question number 1, everybody knows the answer is 7/20. Of the remaining, I'll even write the answers so we know that we have completed that section. Of the remaining water in the tank, 4/13 is used to udupu kaliva. What is the remaining, Miss Fatima? Count the pieces and tell me, Miss Fatima, if you can. Count the pieces and tell me what is the remaining, Miss Fatima.
13.
13 over what? 13/20. Well done. 13/20, Miss Fatima, is the remaining, right? Remaining. I'll call this remaining 1. Remaining 1. 13/20 is remaining 1. All right? Remaining 1. Off. Off. From where did I take the word off, Miss Fatima? Off.
From the question.
From the question. Well done. How much of the remaining, Miss Fatima? Please tell me.
4/13.
4/13. Exactly. It's so easy. Fractions are unbelievably easy, right, Miss Fatima? I promise the reason why they are easy is because every year you get the same question again and again. Every year you get the same question again and again, again and again, again and again. You get the same question. On top of that, you can use the diagram. So I can write this as 13/20 of in maths, Miss Fatima. What is it? Of in maths is multiplication. Well done. So how much over 20 am I going to get, Miss Fatima?
4.
4/20. I can write this as 1/5 as well. Now go back to the diagram, Miss Fatima. How many pieces are you going to color? 1 piece or 4 pieces?
1.
How many pieces is the cake cut into?
20. Yeah.
20 pieces. That means, is it compulsory? Yes, it is. You have to give the answer in the simple form. That is a must. So even though, Azim, we give the answer in the simple form, right? 1/5. 1/5 is how much over 20, Miss Fatima? 4/20, right? So how many pieces am I going to color? Absolutely, Zaima. I will color 4 pieces. I will color 4 pieces. Love it. What will I write though, Miss Fatima? What will I write under this 1/5 to 4/20?
To wash clothes.
Clothes. Well done. Clothes. You're right. Clothes. Remaining is, so how much was used to wash clothes? 1/5 is used to wash clothes, right? 1/5. Find what fraction of the tank remains filled now. That's very easy. What is the fraction of the tank that remains filled, Miss Fatima?
7.
How much over 20, Miss Fatima? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9/20. Does everyone understand? From where did I get this 9? Maligawa? No. I got this 9 from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can you believe that, Miss Fatima, right? If you walk early morning in Maradana, right? I live in Maradana, by the way, you know, right? Come visit me, right? It's like 1 bus away, right, Miss Fatima? If I think right now, if you open your window, you can hear me from the window. That's how close we live, right? If you walk Maradana, right, Maligavatta, right, early morning, 9. So 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is the remaining. 9 out of 20 is the remaining. When another 500 liters of water is used for kitchen requirements, 1/4 of the tank remains filled. So take a look at this, Zaima. If I didn't draw the diagram, impossible. Impossible to answer this. You have to be a computer machine to answer this. As a human, it's very difficult to imagine this. When another 500 liters, you can even highlight 500 liters. I'll use the color pink, okay? What's your favorite color, Miss Fatima?
Black.
Wow. Okay. Why is Miss right, Miss Fatima? See, I understand human psychology, right? So pink. I thought you'd say pink though. 500 liters of water is used. For kitchen requirements, 1/4 of the tank remains filled. So in the bottom of this diagram, Miss Fatima, I will write 1/4. 1/4 is how much out of 20?
5.
Well done, 5. So now I'm going to take a gray color. I'm going to take gray color. In the bottom of the tank, I'm going to color how many pieces?
5.
Well done, 5. Using gray color, I will color 5 in the bottom of the tank. Using gray color, I will color 5 in the bottom of the tank. Near this, I will write, what will I write, Miss Fatima? Near this, what am I going to write? Think practically and tell me, please.
Reminder?
Exactly, remaining, right? Remaining, okay? So there are 1, 2, 3. How many pieces are left though? How many pieces are left uncolored? 4 pieces are left uncolored, right? I'm going to color these 4 pieces in pink color. And what will I write near this pink color, Miss Fatima?
Kitchen requirements.
Well done, kitchen requirements. Well done. You got it. You got it. You got it. Kitchen requirements. We'll do this again, by the way. Don't worry. Kitchen. By the way, Miss Fatima, how many liters?
5.
How many liters? 500. Holy shit, that's a big kitchen, man. 500 liters. I'll do this part again, okay? But do you see how beautiful the answer is? In the end, we got like a clean, a very satisfying answer we got in the end. I will show you this again. Can you understand this, Zaima? How easy this is when you use a diagram? Again, I'll read this. Let me read this part again, okay? When 500 liters, so forget about the 500 liters. Look at the pink color. 500 liters of water is used for kitchen requirements. 1/4 of the tank remains filled. So I will write 1/4 equals how many over 20, Miss Fatima?
5.
5/20, and under this I will write remaining. Right? Remaining F, final, remaining final. Remaining F, okay, we'll call this remaining final. All right? So how many pieces am I going to color in gray color, Miss Fatima?
5.
5 pieces. Well done. 1, 2, 3. So for this, you can use your pencil, okay? You can shade this using your pencil. 5. So now, how many pieces have I not colored, Miss Fatima?
4.
4 pieces are not colored. Let me color them. Let me color them. Let me color them. Let me color them. These 4 pieces, Miss Fatima, are... These 4 pieces are... kitchen requirements, 1/4 of the tank remains filled. So I will write 1/4 equals how many over 20, Miss Fatima? 5. 5/20, and under this I will write remaining. 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 5/20 Kitchen, 500 liters. Miss Fatima, out of how much? How much out of 20?
4.
4 out of 20. Well done. 4 out of 20. You can catch up to where we are, by the way. So you can use the diagram and get the final answer. By seeing the diagram, they will recognize the method. By looking at the diagram, they will recognize the method. They will give you full marks. And if there is a student who doesn't use the diagram, they will either spend a lot of time on this or they will get a wrong answer. That is why so many students are afraid of the fractions part. It looks easy, but you have to actually work according to this map. The diagram is like a map. Love it? Find the capacity of the tank in liters. How do we do that, Miss Fatima? So please catch up to where we are. If you couldn't understand this part, please put your hands up, drop me a private message. It's very easy, okay? Don't be afraid. Your answer is correct, Zaima. Genius, genius you are. Very proud of you. Last question. So question number 3, right? 9 over 20. 9 over 20 was remaining, right? We found that. Question number 4. Find the capacity of the tank in liters. Miss Fatima, what is the fraction that represents 500 liters? What is the fraction?
4 over 20.
Absolutely, 4 over 20, right? I can write 4 over 20 as, simplify 4 over 20, please, for me. 1 over? Well done, 1 over 5. So 1 over 5 represents 500 liters. You have to be very careful, Miss Fatima. Sometimes you might have thought that 1 is 100 liters. No, don't make that mistake, okay? I want, Miss Fatima, 5 over 5. The whole tank is 5 over 5, right? Now, for example, if you have 5 apples and I want all of the apples, how many apples will I take, Miss Fatima?
5.
All 5, right? If you have 5 apples and I tell you, I want all the apples, I take 1 apple and run away. You will think I am Mongol. So 5 over 5 is the whole tank. 5 over 5 is the whole tank. How many liters, Miss Fatima? If one piece is 500 liters, how many liters are 5 pieces?
5.
If one piece is absolutely 2,500, right? Can you understand that, Miss Fatima? Was this difficult?
No.
Think again, okay? Forget about this 5 in the bottom. Forget about the yatakala, okay? I know it's difficult, but forget about the yatakala for now. If one apple is 500 rupees, Miss Fatima, 5 apples are?
2,500.
2,500. And well done, another Fatima. 2,500, not rupees, liters. Please follow this method. This method is unbelievably easy. Some students, they will do something like this. They will take 1 is 5 liters multiplied by 5. That is also correct. I don't use this method because it's ugly. Because what does 1 mean, right? What does 1 mean here? I say 5 over 5. So 5 over 5 is, if you have 1 apple and that 1 apple is 500 rupees, if you take all 5 apples will be 2,500 rupees, but this is liters, okay? We did it. So easy, right? How easy was this? I promise you will never make a mistake if you use the diagram method. If not, you will die. No, I'm kidding. Let's go to the last. Catch up to where we are. Catch up to where we are. Any doubts? Any doubts? One more question. Very proud of you guys for staying until midnight, right? Miss Fatima usually sleeps at about 8 o'clock, I think, right? Like those Montessori pool level? No. Okay, but thank you so much for staying this late. Students also, this session would have not happened without your participation, despite floods, despite network problems. You Nangis and Manlis are here. And for that, that's where my energy comes from, right, Miss Fatima? My students ask me, Javed, so how can you be energetic without a rest? You go on and on and on, right, Javed? So how can you do it? I tell my students, a day, my students' participation is what gives me energy. 2022, let's do this question. There's another question about money. We did a question about money. So let's do a question about cordial drinks. Let's do another question, 2022. This is the last question of today's session. This is the last question of today's session. Let's try this together. Let's try this together. I'm going to take my time, explain this step by step. Last question of the day. Very proud of you, okay? Now, you shouldn't feel sad that we couldn't do 10 questions. It's not the number of questions that you do. It is the quality of the question. And remember, you learned this properly. You can actually see where the fractions go. 2/5 of a container is filled with fruit juice. After 700 milliliters of water is added, 3/4 of the container is filled. Interesting. Miss Fatima, there are two fractions. How many pieces will I cut the cake into?
20 again.
Absolutely, 20 again. Ain't the kanne party do, Miss Fatima. Give me a second. I'll bring like lime and I'll bring like. I'm doing kanuru for you, okay? If not, ain't the kanne party do. So please do two for this. Do two. Okay. We're going to cut the cake into 20 pieces. We're going to cut the cake into 20 pieces. All right. Cut it into 20 pieces. Let's do it. Let's do it. Cut the cake. Draw the cake with your Javed, sir. Cut the cake into 20 pieces. Cut the cake into 20 pieces. Vettu Oma. Vettu me, happy birthday. Cut the cake while singing happy birthday to yourself. Cut the cake while singing happy birthday to yourself. 20 pieces. Vettu ma. Cut it to 20 pieces and count the pieces, okay? Count the pieces also. Because if you cut it into like 18 pieces, you will scold my mama in the exam. This Javed sir was the person. No, 20 pieces, okay? Why did we cut the cake into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20? Why did we cut the cake into 20 pieces? 20 is a number that is compatible with 5 and compatible with 4. In other words, 20 is the LCM of 5 and 4. In other words, 20, if you don't know what LCM is, தூக்கி வீசி போடுங்க. But in maths, we call it LCM, least common multiple. But just remember, 20 is a number that works with 5 and can work with 4. If not 5 and 4, they don't match, right? We have to make them match. So coming back to the point, 2/5 of a container is filled with fruit juice. So because we're filling the container, Miss Fatima, I'll start from the bottom. We're filling the container, right? 2/5 of a container is filled with fruit juice. You can write this as concentrate. Without writing juice, you can write concentrate. You know what concentrate is, right? You know what concentrate is, right, Miss Fatima? Like cordial, the thick cordial. Pani madiri, right? Pani. This is not fruit juice. Fruit pani, right? Fruit pani. Is this correct, Miss Fatima? The ni?
I guess.
Or is it like the rendu suli na or something?
I am not sure.
Or is it the other na? This na?
No.
All right. I don't know, but pani, okay, pani. Fruit juice, like concentrate. Cordial madiri, cordial pani. 2/5. Miss Fatima, 2/5 I shall write as how much over 20? 2/5 I will write as, I'll help you, Miss Fatima. 5 multiplied by what is 20?
4.
2 multiplied by 4 is?
8.
8 over 20. What color will this fruit cordial be, Miss Fatima? Orange color, maybe, right? Orange color, Madhuri. What is your favorite drink, Miss Fatima? Students are asking me. It's not my question. I'm not curious. Students ask me in the chat. What is Miss Fatima's favorite drink?
Boba tea.
Boba tea? Oh, you know what my favorite drink is, Miss Fatima?
What is it?
Zamzam water. All right. So, 8, color 8, okay? Color, Miss Fatima is like, what the hell, right? Where, right, Miss Fatima? All right. 8, color 8, okay? Color 8. 8. But remember, this is not actually juice. This is concentrate, okay? Concentrate. Pani, okay? Pani. Like cordial, like Sunquick. Sunquick. Sunquick is this color, right? You don't like Sunquick, Miss Fatima. So boba tea from what are they called? Bing Chong.
What?
Have you been to Bing Chong? Bing Chong in Maradana. They have boba tea. Bing, I forgot the name. They're like very affordable. Like a boba tea is like 500 rupees. So worth the price. Not sponsored by them. If Bing Chong people are watching, sponsor me. YouTube, right? It's like 500 rupees for like a boba tea. Very affordable. Okay. It's in Maradana, man. I'll take you. I'm kidding. So what will we write here, Miss Fatima? 8 over 20 we shall write as? Juice concentrate. All right. 8 over 20. After 700 milliliters of water is added to this container, 3/4 of the container is filled. So, Miss Fatima, tell me, 3/4 is how much out of 20?
15.
3/4. And absolutely, Fatima, you are a genius. There's another Fatima as well. So all Fatimas are genius, I think. Miss Fatima, 3/4 is how much out of 20?
15.
15 out of 20. Well done. So we're going to mark 15 out of 20. Mark. It's filled. Filled up to. Filled up to, right? We're going to mark 15 out of 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15 out of 20. Can you understand, Miss Fatima? This whole thing is 15 out of 20. Can you understand what happened, Miss Fatima? This whole thing is 15 out of 20. So here we have to be very logical when we draw the diagram. Can you understand what happened, Miss Fatima? We didn't add 15 more pieces. After adding a certain amount of water, the juice level rised to 15 over 20. Miss Fatima, tell me, how many pieces of water did I add? I believe in you, Miss Fatima. You can do it. My students tell me. Normal Fatima. Zaima, tell me how many pieces of water did I add? Well done. Tell me, Fatima.
7.
7. Well done. 7 pieces of water was added. Do you see how easy this is? I promise if you don't use the diagram, mara parippuwa kanna venne. I have done these questions without using diagrams because I'm a maths teacher and I like to torture myself. I'm a masochist. I like to torture myself. I have done these questions, Fatima. Not you, Miss Fatima. There's another Fatima also. I have done these without using the diagrams. I have actually done these, Ahmed, in my head also because I like to torture myself. I have done these in my head. Sometimes I will do a question without using the pen and paper. I'll just do it in my head because I like to torture myself. But if you don't use the diagram higher, you won't get the answer easily. You won't get the answer easily. This is water, Miss Fatima. How many milliliters? Can you tell me?
700.
700 milliliters. What is the fraction, by the way?
7/20.
Absolutely, absolutely. 7/20. You got it, Miss Fatima. 7/20. Water, 7/20. It is very easy if you use this diagram method. What fraction of the capacity of the container is the amount of water that was added? I got the answer already. The answer is 7/20. Question 1. Water equals 7/20. Now you can ask me, Javed sir, we didn't use a calculation. Yes, we have. We did the calculation using the diagram. You can ask me, Javed sir, we haven't used a method. Yes, we have. The method is the diagram. In the marking scheme, if you read carefully, in the marking scheme, whatever method the student uses, creative methods, in the future, I'll show you guys the marking scheme. It's online as well. Whatever methods the student uses, creative methods included. The marking scheme is in Sinhala. It's called Nirmanashili Adahas. Nirmanashili Yomu Kirim, something like that, okay? The marking scheme is in Sinhalese. I haven't seen it in English. Mainly marking schemes I have seen were in Sinhalese. But you can use creative methods to get your answer. If you don't use this, you must use algebra. You can't use fractions. For some reason, if you want another method, you must use algebra. Fractions of water is x/20. Can you understand? So you can use algebra. You can't do this using fractions. But we found the answer using the diagram. 7/20 is the water. Number 1 done, 7/20. Number 1 is done, 7/20. Now, 4/5 of the fruit drink in the container is the fruit drink, all right? Not the cordial. So the drink is water plus, you can even add this, water plus juice concentrate, right? Water plus juice concentrate. Right? You can add this as well, concentrate. Water plus juice concentrate. So when you put water and juice into a container, right, Miss Fatima? Yes, please draw the diagram in the exam paper, Ahmed. Well done. Please draw this diagram in the exam paper. They will give you marks. Now tell me this, Miss Fatima, if you put water and cordial into a container, will the water and cordial be separate like oil and water? No. They're going to mix, right? They're going to mix. I believe your answer is correct, Fatima. Well done. Very proud of you. Student Fatima. Miss Fatima. They say 4/5 of drink. 4/5 of drink in the container is separated out to serve. So, Miss Fatima, 4/5 won't change. Of, what does of? Exactly. Of is multiplication. What is the drink, Miss Fatima? What is the fraction of the drink? How much over 20?
20.
How much over 20, Miss Fatima?
15/20.
15/20. Well done. Very proud of you. 15/20 and well done. Well done, Haya. 15/20. You got it. Let's simplify this. 15 has 3 5s. 15 has 3 5s. 20 has how many 4s?
5.
20 has how many 4s?
5.
Exactly, 5 4s. 3/5 is the answer. If you do the simplification, 4/5 into 15/20, 5 has 1 5, 15 has 3 5s. 5 has 1 5, 15 has 3 5s. 4 has 1 4, 20 has 5 4s. 3/5 is the answer. Now, 3/5, right? 3/5 is separated out to serve. What fraction of the capacity of the container is this separated amount of drink? 3/5. The separated amount of drink is poured out equally into 6 glasses. Find the amount of drink in 1 glass in milliliters. This part might seem difficult. So, Miss Fatima, I want to find 3/5 in milliliters. Miss Fatima, I want to find 3/5 in milliliters. Miss Fatima, help me write. I'll use a different color pen to indicate the next section. Write 3/5 as what over 20? 3/5 is how much over 20, Miss Fatima? Obviously it is
15.
15/20, right? 3/5 is the answer of question number 3, Zaima. Give me a second. No, 3/5 is part of the answer. It's part of the answer. Apologies. 3/5 is part of the answer, Zaima. We must find. Yeah, 3/5 is the answer. Apologies. 3/5 is the answer. Yes. Hurry. This is question number 3, okay? Accidentally, I wrote 4. 3/5 is the answer. Right? So now, Miss Fatima, what over... Now, think about this, Miss Fatima. 5 multiplied by what is 20?
4.
Well done. 3 into 4 is? 12. Well done. 12. 12/20, right? Now, I know, Miss Fatima, look at the diagram very carefully. 7/20 indicates how many milliliters? 700 milliliters. Can you guys understand this? Look at the diagram. Look at my answer. Right, Zaima? Right, Ahmed? 7/20 is 700 milliliters. Now, Miss Fatima, if 7 over 20 is 700 milliliters. Miss Fatima, 12 over 20 is how many milliliters? You can give me the answer. 1200 milliliters. Very simple, right? If 7 apples are 700 rupees, 12 apples are 1200, right? 1200. You can also say, we don't do this in Sri Lanka, but you might have heard Americans say this. 1200, right? That's why it's called 1200. 1200 means 12 hundreds. If 7 over 20 is 700 milliliters, 12 over 20 is 1200. Why do we call this 1200? And I'm not lying, okay? Actually, people call this 1200 because there are 12 hundreds. 1200. Because we follow the British method, we call it 1200. I promise now, for example, if you just Google 1200, you get 1200, okay? 1200 is a common way to say 1200 because 1200 is a mouthful. So one more time, if you couldn't understand this, please raise your hands up, okay? Or drop me a private message. 7 out of 20 is 700. 12 out of 20 is 1200. But read the question carefully, Miss Fatima. Right, Zaima? How many cups was this 1200 divided into? How many cups was this 1200 divided into? 6 cups, right? 6 cups. So how many, so this 1200, right, was divided into 6 cups? The separated amount of drink is poured out equally into 6 glasses. The separated amount is poured into 6 glasses. Well done, Zaima. You got the answer. How many you got the answer? And Fatima, the answer is 200 milliliters. One more part. There is one more part and we are done. There is one more part and we are done. Find the amount of fruit drink remaining in the container now in milliliters. Now we want the remaining. Okay? So you can't touch the diagram now. The diagram is complete. Don't contaminate the diagram. Well done, Haya. 200 milliliters per glass. You're right. 200 milliliters per glass. Question number 4. Find the amount of fruit drink remaining in the container now. All right. So I want to know. Now I know that I have taken, Miss Fatima, did I take 200 milliliters out of the drink? Or did I take 1200 milliliters out of the drink? Think very carefully. 1200. Well done. I took 1200 out of the container, okay? I took 1200 out of the container. Right? So tell me, Miss Fatima, how much out of 20 is there in the container before you took the juice out? Right, Miss Fatima? God help me. Before you took the drink out, how many out of 20 was there in the container? Look very carefully, Miss Fatima.
15.
Exactly. Well done. 15. Miss Fatima is absolutely correct. Okay, Zaima, look at how we must use the diagram. Look how the diagram will save you in the exam. Well done, Haya. How much higher out of 20 did I take? Think carefully and tell me. How much out of 20 did I take from the Absolutely 12. Well done. 12. Can you understand this, Zaima? 15 out of 20 was there. 12 out of 20 was taken. This is, I'll call this full. I'll call this full. Full drink. This is the taken to serve. Full drink taken to serve. What is the remaining amount, Miss Fatima?
3.
What is the remaining out of how much out of 20, Miss Fatima?
3.
3 out of 20. Well done. 3 out of 20. Zaima, do you understand now why the diagram is so valuable? If 12 out of 20, this is the remaining, okay? Remaining. Please catch up to where we are. Haya, I know you can give me the answer. I know you can give me the answer. If 12 out of 20 is 1200 milliliters, 3 out of 20 is how many milliliters, Haya? Exactly. 3 out of 20 is 300 milliliters. Zaima, if you use the diagram only, can you get the right answer? If you neglect the diagram, sometimes you will get the wrong answer. So always use the diagram. The diagram is like a map. Maths is not memorization. A lot of students and teachers also, they try to memorize everything. Yes, you memorize 2 pi r, right? You memorize Nana Yata Deka apple. Do you know what that is, Miss Fatima? Nana Yata Deka apple. You memorize 2 pi r. Now, this is the circumference of a circle, right? Nana Yata Deka apple. This is the sum of a arithmetic series, right? You memorize a few things in maths, yes. But theory you can't memorize, okay? Memorize the formulas, right? Memorize the formulas. But do you know what apple raisin with a sprinkle on top? Apple raisin with a sprinkle on top. This is the general term for a geometric sequence. Don't worry, we'll do these in the future. Do you know this, Miss Fatima? There's an apple on the table. On the table, there's a basket. In the basket, there is a raisin. Whose raisin is it? My one. Under the table, there is a rat. Miss Fatima, whose rat is this? My one. Well done. This is the sum of the terms of a geometric sequence. You can memorize, okay? Memorizing is not wrong, but don't memorize everything. Memorize the formulas. You can't memorize the theory. The diagram is 100% theory. Hope you guys actually learned about how fractions work in our syllabus. We'll have another session next week. Tell your friends, tell them about what you learned. Tell them that our maths is colorful, not boring, fun, right, Miss? Tell them about Miss Fatima, right? Tell them about Miss Fatima's Zeenat Moonji, right? So, I hope you guys, is there a way to memorize the quadratic formula? Give me a second. Well, I'll teach you these in the future, okay? I'll teach you in the future, by the way. I don't remember. Be mine. Honestly can't remember. There was a method, by the way, to memorize the quadratic formula. Be mine, wink. The root of my love is BB fork. Honestly, I can't remember, sadly. There is a method to remember the quadratic formula. We'll talk about this in the future, okay? We'll talk about this in the future. I do a little bit of programming, Zaid. You might have seen, what is it? You might have seen this, right? You might have seen Visual Studio. A bit of programming, not much, Zaid. Bit of programming. Not at all qualified in programming, okay? So, like GitHub, you might have seen this, obviously. So, tell your friends about what we're doing in Infinity Maths, right, Miss Fatima? Infinity begins from here, right? Infinity Maths. We should print a T-shirt, Miss Fatima. What do you say? Let's print a T-shirt. Let's give it for free. Infinity Maths. Infinity begins from here. The success is infinite, right? The limit is infinite. The limit of your success is infinite. I'm so proud that you guys were here. If you can, show us some support. Drop your positive feedback in the Infinity Maths group. Share the Infinity Maths group link with your friends. Next Wednesday, also same time, same place, we're going to have a session. And until then, take care and all the best.